So, the question would be, after that beautiful song, which was a wonderful reminder, are you ready to be the hero of your own life? Takes a little work. Takes a little bit of work, and we're ready to do that today. Now, in the Gospel of John, it says, God is light, and light is truth and love. So today, the topic is light, truth, and love. We've been going through the stations of the cosmic Christ, talking about each one that ignites so much inside. Each one stands on its own on this journey of enlightenment. Now, enlightenment, that's an interesting term. It's got light in it, enlightenment. But I read a definition by the Buddhist brother Wayne Teasdale, and he said enlightenment is the expansive integration, the expanded and expansive integration of the heart and the head, which allows us to open to a greater and greater truth. So we're all on this journey of enlightenment, and today we're going to talk about the light and truth and love. So I love that we're talking about light because I think we all get it. What happened in the beginning of creation? The Bible tells us God said, and there was light, of course, but he didn't stop there. And then God saw that the light was good. It's not just enough to be the light, but to know that that light is good. And I think that's a theme that runs through cultures and religions and even into science. So let me share just a few different cultural, religious thoughts about life. The Celtic people adored the light. They said, light is the mother of life. Where there is no light, there is no life, the mother of all. In Psalms, it says, God is wrapped in a robe of light. Feels so comfy. I want one of those robes. Brother Wayne Teasdale says, there is really only one vast light, and that is God, the infinite light that shines in the center of everything. The Christian mystics, such as Hildegard of Bingen, said, God is a supreme light that kindles every spark of life. And Buddha said, be a light unto yourself. And it was said that the Buddha was always shining because he practiced what he taught. He became the light of his own being. And the Sufi mystic Hafez says, our destiny is to turn into light itself. To turn into light itself. Well, that's beautiful and fun and wonderful, but the exciting thing is these are all the mystical people that have their arms and legs and feet over on the other side and bring it down. The connection is really smooth, but the leading quantum physicists are teaching us the same thing, that the universe is frozen light. Light is all there is, that the universe, is frozen light. It's all light, and that's what we are. So if we get back to the truth of who we are, we can start shining that light so brightly that we can change the world. And if we can go back to the station, the sculpture for today. I went to the third sculpture last week because it was the Nativity for Mother's Day. So we're going back to number 2, which is I am the light of the world. Right before that. Whew. This was created in the 1950s by M.C. Richards, and she used the very primordial clay of life, the stuff of life. And this is the I am the light of the world. And in the center is this beautiful angel, a being of light, a messenger of love, whatever you want to call it. But it's the same energy that's in us all. And as you can see, there's an aura around this angel. So when we're lit up with the truth of our being, that we are here also to be messengers of love and light, we send out this beautiful aura of light that touches other people when we don't even know it. Do you know when we're ignited, when we're really ignited in our truth, in our being, we can make a difference in the world without even knowing it. Just entering a room, we can uplift by bringing a light. Just as Rain was singing, to the places that are dark, give people hope without even having to say a word. And this beautiful tablet is made with the edges, curved because life is continually evolving and growing. And that's what we get to keep thinking of and remembering in this beautiful journey. So I think we got light down, don't you? I think we all love the light, right? Well, now we go to truth. Truth has kind of had a hard rap lately. Truth has been a little bit fallen on hard times. When Oxford Dictionaries, their word of the year for 2016 was post-truth, which means truth that is based on emotions and personal beliefs. We can see truth might be on a little shaky ground right now. But I have a suggestion. Instead of living in relative truth, the truth that has yes and no, black, white, good, bad, all that, we need to start living in the absolute truth. Because the absolute truth from every leader, mystical leader, teacher says the same thing. Now, Matthew Fox said that truth is the deeply interconnectedness of reality, that we're all connected with God, with life, with the earth, with everything, each other, the deeply interconnectedness of life. Ernest Holmes said that truth is all that is. It is infinite and indivisible. Oneness again, the all that is. And then someone else said, Buddha said something really beautiful about truth. He said truth, absolute truth, is the non-dual perception of life. No separateness. Again, oneness. If we step into that truth, won't that change the world? Won't that change everything in our life if we realize that we are here to recognize how connected we really are? I think love has a pretty good rap, don't you? Sometimes, unless you're just in a heartbreak of a relationship, then it doesn't have such a good rap. But love we get. Love changes things. I was standing at the door this morning, talking to a beautiful man. And he shared a story of, he goes and helps the veterans. And he said on this day, just this week, he was helping a young woman who'd come back from Afghanistan, and she'd lost her leg there, and she was in recuperation. And he went to her, and he saw the love in her, and the beauty and the goodness. And he told her, he shared it with her, how beautiful and wonderful and special she was, and how much he thought she was really something. And she stood up for the first time in her recuperation to give him a kiss. Thank you, Jack, for sharing that. That will never leave. So love changes things. Ernest Holmes calls it the self-givingness of spirit, to give us life and everything we need to live this life and continue to grow and evolve. God gives us everything we need, the self-givingness of spirit, to give us all that. He says that love is the center of everything, and it is the healing power of all life. That's the love that's present for us. Light, truth, love, we all get the same access to it, the same amount. Nobody gets more or less just because you've been a good little boy or a good little girl. We don't get more. It's there for all of us. But you see, in this physical realm, we have this duality of things, because the duality, it's not really duality, polarity of things, because we need to learn. Light wouldn't have any meaning, really, if we didn't have the darkness. Love wouldn't mean as much if we hadn't experienced the pain. And faith wouldn't give us the freedom it does if we hadn't felt the fear and lack of hope that we do. So we have this polarity here on this physical realm, and you and I, all of us, hold the little switch to decide how much light we want to let in, how much love we want to let in, how much truth we want to let in. We have that switch on us. We can turn it up and down. We can make a difference in our own life. And I think that starts because, metaphorically, night or dark means ignorance of truth. It means separation. And the light, metaphorically, means just what we heard: oneness, integration, interconnectedness, togetherness. So within each of us, all of us, we have both the light and the dark. And how many of you have touched your shadow side a few thousand million times? We all have that shadow side. And a lot of us want to push it down and deny it. The shadow of maybe greediness or lack of self-worth or great fear we're not going to fit in. We want to push that down and deny it. Put it in that place of denial. But you know, when we stuff down the shadow in us, you know what happens to things when they're shut up and you don't take care of them? They get kind of moldy and yucky and ugly. We have to bring all parts of ourselves to the light. All parts of ourselves. It says in the beautiful book, Stations of the Cosmic Christ, he says, shine your light on all in you that is unwanted. We can't heal what we don't see. And the mystic Rumi says the wound is where the light comes in. We're all a little cracked, so light can show through. We need those parts of ourselves. We need that, but we also have to be willing to heal that we want to turn up that light, that we can be more light, truth, and love. Is there anybody that doesn't want to be more light, truth, and love? Okay, good. Well, at least we're on the same page there. Good. So we need to own that and decide how much of that do I want to live and own. The mystic Hafez said, I wish I could show you in your times of deep loneliness or darkness how astonishingly bright you really are. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to do a little bit of a healing process because it's Healing Sunday today, and I'm going to have a little help on that. Paul, in his letter to the Thessalonians, said, we are all children of light. We are children of the day. We don't belong to the darkness. We don't belong to the night, which means we might experience it, but that's not who we are. So we have to be willing to work on those aspects of ourself to keep us awake and alive. You know, because that degree that we turn ourselves more light, more love, less love, more truth, less truth, is going to decide how much livingness we have in us. And I found that if we take time to just be quiet, the answers are within. And to ask some questions. What's blocking me? What's blocking me from shining my light? What's blocking me from giving and receiving more love? What's blocking me from telling the truth, standing up to the truth, instead of slipping into the darkness? And asking, how can I shine more light? So today, as beautiful Julie, who's helped us in some of our songs this morning already, she's going to sing Child of Light. And what I want you to do is touch those parts of yourself that might feel dark. But then remember, there is nothing in me but God. There's nothing in me but God. And keep saying that to yourself until you can recognize that you are a child of light. Julie?
Inside to see if there was more to life. Well, there's a dream taking wing. There's a voice deepest, darkest night. The torch is raised to the sky. There are hands that hold it high. You were born to keep it burning bright. You were made to fly. You were meant to shine. Child of light. You will never ever stand alone. You were never meant to carry these burdens all alone. And where there is fear, love will take control and lead you on. 'Cause there's a dream taking wing. There's a voice that wants to sing. And even in the deepest, darkest night, the torch is raised to the sky. There are hands that hold it high. You were born to keep it burning bright. You were made to fly. You were meant to shine. Child of light. Well, there's a dream taking wing. There's a voice that wants to sing. And even in the deepest, darkest night, the torch is raised to the sky. There are hands that hold it high. You were born to keep it burning bright. You were made to fly. You were meant to shine. Child of light.
Thank you, Julie. That was a beautiful healing process. And you know, this process happens little by little. Little by little. The light will break you open, I guarantee. The light will break us all open. And little by little, we'll become the stars. And little by little, we'll become the whole, amorous, sweet, beautiful universe. And oh, little by little, we will become God. That is our journey. That's our soul's awakening. Remember, all the time we evolve into more, from light to greater light, from truth to greater truth, from love to greater love. That is our journey. But you have homework. We have to do some work. It's not enough just to open ourselves, to love ourselves. That's a starting place because we can't give what we don't have. But our homework is just what Pam was reading about this morning, that beautiful, the quotes from the Bible this morning, that you are the light of the world, but we can't hide that light. We can't just hide back in it. Our call is to be interconnected. Our call is to share that love, and a little bit of love goes a long way. A little light, a little truth, whatever it is. We have to get out there and do our part. The Bible also tells us that the light of the body is the eye. And if the eye remains single, which to me means if the eye focuses on the absolute truth, unconditional love, and everlasting eternal light, if we focus on that, the entire body will be filled with light. So I'm going to give you 2 pieces of homework for today because I really, really, really want people in this world to feel loved, to feel like they matter, that they're cared for. And there is an epidemic of loneliness right now. An epidemic of people that feel separate from their goods, separate from others. And we have work to do. So this week, I want you to look people straight in the eyes and practice availability. Be available to listen. Be available to speak through your eyes that people matter. Be available to be truly open, not only to give, because we can't give without getting it right back. You can't make someone else feel better without feeling better yourself. You can't light someone else's path without lighting your own. So practice availability. Will you do that? Be open. Be more aware of it this week. We all do it, but just be more aware. It doesn't mean you can't have time alone. We need time alone. But when you're out and about, be available. And then practice accepting people just as they are. No judgment, no criticism. Find the love, the goodness, the light in every single person you see. It's there. It's there. We need to practice turning it up on ourselves and also turning up our eyes to see it in others. And once we do that, I think I had a cute little, I did have a quote here I wanted to share. I forget. I forgot this one. I love this. It's so little, it's so short. It's by Rumi, but it says, in your light, I learn how to love. In your light, I learn how to love. That's the availability. And a candle never loses any of its light by lighting another. It just makes the world brighter. So here's the call that Matthew Fox gives at the end of this chapter. I am the light of the world. O Spirit, teach us how to become a light in the world and to link up with other lights, to enlighten our species in these troubled times. So I've called us all to turn up our dimmer switch, to not just be a light, but to be a firework. We need to brighten this world immensely. Are you ready? Yes. So me too. Just say, I am the light of the world. I am the light of the world. There's nothing in me but light. And love. And truth. And goodness. And I'm going to light this world. Simply by being me. I see it for all of you as I know it for me. Isn't this exciting? Good. Well, I love you all. We're going to explode together. Have fun on the journey. And so it is.